you dancing?
I saw, oh, I was 100% dancing, and I could see that you were dancing too. So I was like, yay.
I was dancing. I was drumming.
I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. So great. Well, welcome everybody to Create with Us. This is our I Like Big Butterflies. And I cannot lie.
You cannot lie.
Sing the whole song, but I won't. I'll save you all from that. So create with us. If you're just stumbling upon this and you're not quite sure what's going on, I am Jenn and we have Kelly Marie. We host these right around release time. We announce them on release days, and these are free mini classes. So I design these little classes for us to just be inspired by using our products, our stamps and our stencils and our dyes and our inks. And at the time of Lawn Fawn release, right away on Lawn Fawn's website is a downloadable handout, which I think Kelly has printed. And in that downloadable handout is the pictures of the cards. There is coloring guides. There is pictures of what the kits should look like. And what's nice about having that all ahead of time is you can kind of choose maybe what you want to substitute. For instance, we're using the a mole lot of flowers tonight, but you could be like, oh, I'm going to substitute that with my favorite critter, which is whatever that is. We're also using the tree branch backdrop because we used that last spring in Create with Us. But if you don't have that, you can just shop your stash and find a different backdrop. So that's why we like to kind of give you all of that information right away so you can kind of pick and choose what you want to substitute. I also have been doing homework videos. You guys have said that you've really enjoyed those. Hopefully you find them helpful, but I also think that it's just really fun that we get to kind of, I do them pre-recorded, but hey, we're still hanging out. We're still crafting together. And I don't think many of us really liked homework. I don't know. Kelly, did you like homework? You probably did.
Of course I liked it.
Yeah.
If anyone doesn't know, I was the, Jen and I were opposite students, but I think we would have been friends though.
Oh,
and then you could have copied my homework.
Yeah. Oh, I would. I actually really don't think I copied homework, honestly, but I just didn't like doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I procrastinated and just would socialize too much. Shocker. But anyway,
and
so yeah.
I do not have my homework done today, or I have only half of it done today. So
yeah. And Kelly's gonna kind of chat with you about how she did her homework, but I wanted to just mention we do these a few times throughout the year. Obviously, make sure you are following Lawn Fawn on all the social medias and subscribe to their email newsletter so you get all of those details. And they're just a lot of fun. And then when I design my online classes that I teach online, I often coordinate them with the Create with Us's. And I do that on purpose so that the products that you're purchasing, you're going to get even more ideas, more techniques, more coloring guides, and more fun, right? So I do have Flutter and Fabulous coming up later this month in March, and I would love for you to join me for that too. But Kelly, why don't you, straight A student, tell us when you did your homework today?
Let's see, about 30 minutes ago. So I was behind. We've had a series of colds go through my family, through people here at Lawn Fawn. So the past couple of days have been just catch up. And so I thought, well, I'll get it done when I get it done. And that's what's cool about this is like, we never want this to feel like stress, right? And so I wanted to show you guys how, if you're like me and you ran out of time or anything, I was able to, I went through the, the dyes and the stamps I needed. I pulled all of that. I pulled all the papers and inks that I needed and stencils. I pulled the markers that I needed. So I just like pulled them all in like this little bin.
Perfect.
And then I stamped and die cut all of the images from the homework. And I was able to do that all in 20 minutes. So it was really fast. I actually was like worried. I was like, oh, and so I don't have like, for example, I don't have the tree backdrop die cut, but I know that I can do that and like catch up along.
Yeah, while
and
we're
even
chatting.
even if I hadn't been able to do, we chat, like we would have had times, even if I hadn't had the 20 minutes to put it together. So I just wanted to show how it actually went even faster than I thought it was going to go, and
Yeah.
was able to quickly do stuff. And by having the things stamped and die cut, I was like, okay, everything else I'll catch up.
For sure, for sure. And I've noticed when I've been doing the homework videos for the Create With Us classes, I think this is the third time I've offered a homework video. I do it in real time. I purposely don't speed it up because I want us to just be able to work together and you don't have to feel like you have to constantly pause the video. But I think that they're around 50 minutes long, which, you know me, I'm getting chatty while we're doing stuff. So that's probably why it took 50 minutes. But again, even 50 minutes, I don't think is crazy.
No, but I really do think you could probably I could have probably in 10 minutes done most of the
Yeah,
rest of it, which is
for
kind of
sure.
neat. So the homework doesn't take too long, which was nice to like, and I like
Yeah,
hunkered down. I'm like, let's go. I had my list. I'm like,
laser focus. Well, you had a deadline, right? I love a good deadline.
I
Oh,
need the pressure. I always
yeah.
need that little. I'm a procrastinator as well. I need that little bit of, you know.
Yeah, I love a good deadline. So we're gonna flip the screen, and you're gonna be able to see Kelly and I, but you're gonna see my desk and my hands. I'll be guiding us along. If you're creating with us tonight, whether it is actually March 5th or you're watching it anytime after on replay, definitely share what you've created. Tag Lawn Fawn. I love it when you tag me too. Teachers love to see like what you've come up with, and you never need to apologize for substituting or going on a whole different route or color scheme or anything. We just absolutely love to see what you have created. So definitely share it with us. But let me go ahead and flip the screen because we're going to be chatting the whole night here. So all right. So these are the two cards that we're going to be creating tonight. And like I said, I love the new Big Blossom backdrop die that's come out. I love it so much. And we are using that in my online class. But I like to bring back some supplies. Yes, that one. Oh, I love it so much. But I like to bring back some supplies that we've used in previous Create With Us classes. So last spring, we used this tree branch backdrop. Am I saying that right, Kelly? Is it tree branch backdrop?
Yeah, it's just 2 branches backdrop. I'm
Okay.
now
All right. I was like hoping I wasn't totally messing up the name. But
yeah,
I decided, okay. We did the cute little birds last spring. So I brought it back because, again, I love how much everything from Lawn Fawn coordinates together, and we can bring back older items to work with newer items. Yeah, I know. We'll be using that backdrop in my online class.
I know. I just wanted everyone to see which backdrop you're
Yeah,
talking about.
it's so, so pretty. And I see a few comments about the use of purple. I don't know what's going on with me in 2026, but I have been using a lot of purple this year, and we're only 3 months in. And if you don't know me, I don't despise purple, but I will make more room for teal before I allow purple in, like in the rainbow world. So it's kind of become a little bit of a joke. But yeah, I've been using purple a lot. So hey, you never know. I always share with you guys what Copic marker colors I'm going to be using. I swatch them out so you can coordinate them with whatever coloring medium you guys are going to be using. As of August 2025, I have started to swatch out an Olo Copic comparison. This is just my interpretation of what I think coordinates similar. I know a lot of people that take my online classes have been starting to use Olos. So I just do this to kind of help you guys pick out your colors. So that is there for you as well. But if you're using colored pencils or watercoloring or another brand of alcohol-based markers, having these swatches, you can kind of scribble out your own medium and find what will be similar-ish, right? And if you don't want purple butterflies, your butterflies can be any color that you want.
If you want to use the coloring stencils, you could also
Yeah.
just use this as a guide. Like, oh, I need a little bit of a light yellow and a dark
Yep.
yellow, purple, a green, and you can use the coloring stencils instead too.
Yeah. And then I always swatch out inks. We know there's a lot of inks out there. So I always swatch those out as well, just to help you guys kind of shop your stash. I love this soft butter color. It is so soft. And I use fresh lavender a ton when I am picking. I think fresh lavender is probably my favorite Lawn Fawn purple ink. I don't know. What's yours, Kelly? Yeah, fresh
It's
lavender.
fresh lavender. It's such
Yeah.
a pretty color, and it's one of those inks that can really build up, so it can be really, really light or
Mhm.
actually really dark as well. So I it's one of
Yeah.
those, like, it's like a kind of a magic ink pad.
Yeah. It's kind of like a well-rounded color. It can do a lot. And then you guys have coloring guides in the downloadable handout. And I know Shari's in the chat as Lawn Fawn, and she'll link throughout the live tonight that Lawn Fawn Create With Us page. We're well over 30 free mini classes, free Create With Us's. So if you're just discovering us, you can go back to the Create With Us page and dig into the archive and download all those handouts, and you can watch all the replays. And they're really just such a great resource to kind of get your creative juices going. So definitely check that out for sure. All right. Hello, Miss Libby. Oh gosh, Libby and Brienne are here. They must have known I was using purple. They must have
It called
known.
to them.
Yep. So I like to jump right into coloring. And again, I am going to follow the coloring guides. So if you are watching us and you haven't had a chance to grab that handout, you can still do that. But you can also just follow along as well. So I'm going to start coloring the mole first. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And we'll answer questions as we go. Kelly's pretty good at keeping an eye on the chat. We don't have Rebecca in the office tonight, so
No, not tonight, but I'll keep an eye on the chat. A lot of people have mentioned your super cute haircut.
oh, thank you. Yeah, I chopped 7 inches off of my hair. It feels so weird. What's funny is Shari, my East Coast Fawny bestie, she recently chopped a ton of hair off too. So I just said I was pulling a Shari. And then Shari was like, well, I'm never that trendy. I'm like, well, you're on trend now, girl.
I know. I was like, I was like, oh, I'm going to grow my hair out. I'm like, I'm off the trend.
Listen, I'm always off the trend. So I went from a side part to somewhat of a middle part. So that's about as crazy as I'm getting.
Yeah, Gen Z made you switch your.
Yeah.
My middle part, my side part, like just shifted slightly. I have a scar, so I can't go like full middle part.
It's not as in the middle as it's supposed to be. I'm noticing. We'll see if I'm able to do it. It's honestly just hard. My hair just wants to be there, So
yeah.
Anyways. All right, so I'm going to do some warm grays to color my mole. So I'm going to use W4, W2, and W0. Thank you, guys. You're all so sweet. All the compliments. I appreciate it. I'm ready for spring. I'm ready for summer.
I know, right? Ugh, I'm over it. I'm over it because it's been summer this whole winter here.
Oh, boy.
I'm more just like, I'm concerned about what summer is going to be if this is winter.
Right? And for those of you guys that don't know, Lawn Fawn is in Southern California. So Kelly is in Southern California, wicked hot right now. And I am on Cape Cod in Massachusetts. And we just had the blizzard of the almost decade last week. Literally a week ago tonight, we just got power back after like 90 hours. So we're on each extreme of the spectrum.
Right? Oh my
now my little mole guy, he is facing the right. So I typically will shadow the opposite way that he is facing. So I am shadowing the left side of him. And then I'm just going to put a little bit kind of at the bottom of his arm and under his arm. I almost forgot this little back leg over here. So I did that with W4. And then I'm going to take W2 and start to blend it out. Now, I often only use two colors. And you most certainly, if you're still working on your marker collection, you could just use two grays tonight. I think I chose to use three because he is a larger critter. So having a third marker just kind of helps you get that variety of color across his body. But I'm just taking that medium gray, the W2, and I'm blending the edge of where my first gray left off. So I'm not worrying about coloring him all in. I'm just blending those edges where my dark left off. And I love me my warm grays. They're so easy to blend. I actually haven't played with my markers in a little bit, so they're a good kind of like warm up. So that, you know, we're not going to go right into purples. Purples can be a little finicky sometimes. Because my mole is a little bit bigger, after I blend, I am going to extend that medium gray, that W2 out a little bit more. When you're blending alcohol-based markers, you're building up your layers, so your color's actually getting darker, even though you're just using one marker. So when I just extended that medium gray, it was like the true version of it, so it's much lighter than when I was blending. And then I'm going to blend and finish off with W0.
And I want to mention, I forgot to do that extension with the W2. I went straight to the W0 and it was too light, and that's okay. I just went back to the W0, added more, and then blended it out again, and it looks cute.
Perfect. Yeah, that's what's great about alcohol-based markers is you can kind of go back and forth and back and forth. Now I have a little bit of an awkward line just from blending, and that's okay. I go back to my medium color, my medium gray, my W2, and I just kind of flick out and just soften those lines. Again, it's not like, I think we kind of forget sometimes, it's not always like a one and done, right? You kind of just kind of keep working it. Work it, Copic marker, work it, work it. Oh my gosh. Okay, then I colored his little nose, W4. And kind of the metal on the wheelbarrow, we're going to do this easy W4, so that long horizontal bar, and then the little triangular bar. And I think that's it.
And then we have a couple of questions I was going to answer. Someone was asking anything for, we're not doing anything specific for Lon Fawn's birthday this year. It's our 16th birthday on the 10th. But we can, I know, I guess we could celebrate today.
Yeah. Woo!
Yeah. Making cards. And then someone was asking if Shari and Rebecca will be in Columbus for Simon Says Create. It's going to be Shari and Deb. So if you're going, it's going to be Deb's first time. So you need to make sure to say hi. She's an amazing crafter, and you guys are going to love meeting her if you're going.
Deb is so awesome.
And someone, it looks like Shari answered that question. Oh my goodness. But yeah, we love hearing all of your awesome questions. Make sure to keep asking them. And I'll try to keeping up. Oh, and then someone's saying they love Temecula. Temecula is so pretty. That's a town close to here, and they have like some winery stuff.
Fun.
It's really, Southern California is so nice.
So
I know we should have done 2016. I guess we did our big event, and I said it was our quinceañera last year. So
yeah, you did a lot for the 15th birthday. So
yes.
Frida says you're old enough to drive. I just took a dark brown to do the wheelbarrow tire. So I just used E37 for that. Just real simple. And then we're going to go ahead and color the snout and the feet and the hands on the mole. And so for that, I used two lighter browns, E33 and E21. And I'm going to go ahead and take that E33, the darker of the two browns, and I'm just going to kind of trace the curve of the mole's snout. And then I'm just going to trace the line at the base of the hands and both feet. Real simple. I'm actually going to leave my marker uncapped When I'm working with lighter colors, I'll often do that because I kind of want to quickly grab it back to add some dimension in. And I'm going to blend with my lighter brown, the E21, and then I'll finish filling in with that E21. And this is where, yeah,
sorry.
go
I've
ahead.
never used these two markers together,
Oh,
and they really like them.
thanks. I feel so excited when you learn a new color combo with me because I feel like I use the same ones all the time. But while my coloring was still damp, I just quickly grabbed that E33 again, just to kind of put that dimension back in. But because the cardstock is damp from coloring, you don't necessarily have a harsh line. It kind of, I don't want to say it bleeds because that's not really the right word, but it just blends into the cardstock a little bit nicer and it just builds up that dimension a little bit better. All right.
I'm trying to get Mike to say hi.
Aw, come say hi, Mike. There's only 133 of our closest friends on with us.
Gotta go.
Mike's like, and that I'm by.
And that's my husband, Mike, and he's one of the other owners of Lawn Fawn. You guys don't get to see him very often, but he did say hi. He's off to pick up our son from school.
So fun.
It's Miles's first day of after school science class, and he's so excited. I cannot wait to hear about it.
That's so cool. I love it. So I'm going to color my wheelbarrow yellow. So I'm going to use 3 yellows. Again, for the longest time, I would typically just use Y17, Y15. I'm just putting that Y13 in there for a pop of a highlight. It's really hard to get a highlight when you're coloring with yellows. But if you only have 2 colors, that will work as well. I always start with my darkest color. And because I want my wheelbarrow to kind of feel like it's curved a little bit, I'm going to actually add some dark on the left side and on the right side of the main part of the wheelbarrow. And then as we blend in, there'll be a little bit of a highlight towards the center-ish, because we're not going to like have it be perfect, but the center of the wheelbarrow. I'll put a little shadow at the bottom of the handle. And then I just thinly trace that bottom lip of the top of the wheelbarrow, leaving a sliver of white. You got to have a really gentle hand and practice.
Someone was mentioning that she really likes using colored pencils and Gamsol. So that's amazing.
Ooh,
That's
so
like
pretty.
such a skill. I have to say, I need to try more, but I've never quite been able to get that right. I know Shari really likes
I
that.
was just going to say, Shari does such a great job with that.
Yeah. I need to try more.
So I just blended with my medium yellow, my Y15. And now I'm going to take my Y13 and blend and fill just a little sliver in the center. Just again, it just gives a nice little highlight to something that is already so bright. I'm going to keep my yellows out because we are going to use them on our butterflies. But before I do that, I got to rosy the cheeks of my little mole. Rosy cheeks. So I'm going to just use a little R20. And I kind of do a little oval rosy on him since he's got some good real estate. He's got some good cheeks.
Yeah. Someone was saying they have a lot of moles and that they're like soft and silky in their yard. I had no idea like if what their fur was like.
I also saw somebody said that the mole has a little tummy. How cute. And I'm like, yeah, because he's been like burrowing in and hunkering in all winter. He's got to do some gardening and such to get rid of his little tummy.
He's so cute.
He is so cute. All right. I like big butterflies. So we're going to go ahead and color these guys next. And I'm going to start with my yellows since we already have them out, and we'll kind of color all the yellow and then we'll move on to purple. So I'm going to start with this butterfly that we have 2 of the same butterfly facing the left. And for this one, the body is going to be yellow. And because they're facing the left, we are going to shadow the right. So I'm going to take that dark yellow Y17 and just kind of do a half circle around the right side. And then I'm going to go under the chin. Bet you didn't know butterflies had chins. Along the right side of the body. A little bit on the feet. And we can do the same exact thing on my other butterfly. All right. Jack does not spend a lot of Jack is one of my black kitties. He does not spend a lot of time on my craft table, but today has been the day of finding Jack hairs everywhere. I had to restamp a sentiment like 5 times today because there was like a hair in the way every single time.
We always joke because Rebecca's dogs, they're not here in the office, but somehow their hair is here, especially her dog Murphy. And we are always like, how does this happen? And it does that. It messes up your sentiments. You go to stamp and there's a little fur.
Yeah. And it's funny.
Mo comes to the office, my dog, but she doesn't really ever shed.
Yeah. Anyways. Okay. So now I'm going to take that Y15 and we're just going to do one butterfly at a time now that we're going to start blending because alcohol evaporates quickly. So we just kind of want to work while our alcohol is wet. And once you blend with that Y15, we'll go to that Y13, blend the edge and fill in. Now I'll tell you, because especially the Y13 is such a light color, things might not look so hot until your alcohol evaporates completely and it dries. And then it'll look a little bit more cohesive. While it's still wet, that Y13 is going to kind of look grayish. It's just not going to look right. It needs to evaporate. So give it some time before you start judging your coloring.
Judging your butterflies.
Yeah.
So people are saying how much they love the butterflies. I agree. Like I smile every single time I see them. They are just the cutest things. They make me so happy.
They are so fun. I have made so many cards with them because not only am I doing my online class, I'm teaching at Firefly Farm in Minnesota in April. So I'm going to be teaching with this set and many other sets. And then I was having so much fun. My monthly blog post for Lawn Fawn for March is going to be with this set. So yeah, I've had so much fun with it. It's a great set.
It really is fun. I know people are already asking for the next release is going to be April 23rd. That's the next one. And I'm trying to remember if there's there's critters, of course, if there's a new kind of critter or not. I don't think so.
I don't, no.
I start to get all the releases confused because we have to work really far in advance. So I'm like, let me check. I'm checking.
So this next butterfly that we have 2 of the same that are facing the right, I did just all the little inner ovals with yellow. So very, very simple. I did still use all 3 yellows, but really simple. I'm just going to dab a little of the darkest yellow, the Y17, at the base of those little teardroppy shapes. And we can go ahead and do both butterflies when we're doing the dark color.
And then there is a new critter in our summer release.
Oh.
There is. Yeah, you saw him yesterday, Jen.
That's all I can do is giggle. What? You're okay, Kelly. Oh, she might not think she's okay, but she's okay. Maybe, Shari, you could text Kelly.
Oh, I'm back.
Yeah, you're never away for us, just so you know.
Oh, it's just for me.
Yeah, we just hear you going, uh-oh.
So you get to hear me going, uh-oh.
No. And so then I'm just taking that Y15 and dabbing right at the edge of that darker yellow, leaving a little space. And then we'll take the Y13. It's actually really kind of funny because you're like in a whole nother vortex.
There is a new interactive die in April.
Oh, yeah, there is.
So do you do just Y17 to white 13? I might have missed it when you
No,
froze.
I did do the media. I did do all three. Yeah, I'm crazy. If I've got all three out, I'm just going to use them.
It's gonna happen.
Yep. They were big enough teardroppy shapes.
They're like, yeah, it's
that
fun.
it worked. Yeah. And it just honestly makes the blend a little bit easier. You guys will have to let us know in the chat. Are you crafting tonight? Or are you just chatting? All is welcome.
Yes.
But it's just fun to see. And if you're watching on replay, let us know in the comments if you're crafting or chatting or both. And then our last little butterfly, he is facing forward. We are going to color like his stripes yellow. So the way that I did this is I took that Y17 and I'm just going to trace along his body on both sides. Just like that. And then on his stripes, they're kind of like rectangular shapes-ish, right? I'm just going to trace the bottom of each rectangular-ish shape. I mean, I fully understand they're not rectangles, but I'm just trying to make sense to what I'm doing. And I left those two little bottom slivers almost like what we're going to do, what we did with the teardrops. Like we just are going to dab them.
Tiny mermaids. Oh, for goodness sakes. I know you guys can hear me, but I froze again.
Yeah. She's not frozen. I want to know why she just said tiny mermaids. Oh, yep. She's still frozen. She can't hear me. I want to know all about tiny mermaids. But then we're going to go ahead and take that Y15 and blend. And then we will blend and finish with the Y13.
Sorry, I keep freezing. It's my theory. Okay. Remember, I have the theory that it happens once people start to leave to go home from work.
Yeah.
I think they the commercial internet. So it happened like right at 3:30. It's so funny.
Can you please tell me why you said tiny mermaids? I'm very excited about this.
Oh, somebody asked for tiny mermaids, and I was like, Jenn would like mermaids.
I only heard you say tiny mermaids.
So that was.
And then you went away and you left me hanging.
I'm sorry. Oh no. Oh my goodness.
I'm like, oh, we're getting tiny mermaids.
So many people a lot of people are making Easter cards, doing Easter
eggs.
People are along. Someone's coloring cozy cats from the previous creates.
Ooh, yay.
And so people are listening, and I love that someone's even making the costume for her daughter's school, which is awesome. So she's crafting this in a different way.
I love that. I love that. One of our little speech bubbles, both speech bubbles, I'm going to have that little carrot on the right-hand side, but I like to shadow my speech bubbles with a little hint of color. So one of our speech bubbles, I'm just going to go ahead and take that Y13, and I'm just going to trace along the bottom and the bottom of that carrot. And remember that carrot you'll want on the right-hand side. All right. I forgot we had brown dirt to color, but we can do that after when we had our browns out.
Oh, yeah.
It's all good. All right. So now let's go ahead and do our purples. So I used actually a lot of purples. I was going all in. I wanted to make up for my lack of purple, like I said.
You're like, we're doing it all in one card.
So let me grab a scrap of cardstock because I kind of want to show you guys what my thought process was on why I had so many purples. Let's see here. Do I have a piece of Nina? Yeah. Okay. So you guys could most certainly just use V15 and V12. These are my most common used purple blend. But I brought this V17 in because I think that it adds like some really nice depth. And since our butterflies were a little bit bigger, it was kind of fun to play with that. So what I'm actually doing, if you guys are looking at my coloring guides, what I'm actually doing is I'm just layering it. I'm not blending V17 and V15. I'm actually putting, it honestly doesn't matter which color you put down first, but you put some V15 down, then some V17, right? And then we'll take that V12 and blend. Now, purples are tricky because I always personally have to go back to my original color. So when I do that, I'm going to go back to my actually lighter of the original, my V15, and then we'll flick that in and that'll soften that line. But I just liked how rich it made this and how like much depth it gave it. And again, I live in lawn fawn land a lot of the time, right? I'm really excited to have a little bit of a bigger image to color. So I was just having some fun with it. But again, this is just V15, V12, V000. And you can most certainly just do that. I just was adding a little bit more depth by mixing the 17 and the 15. Okay. So there's just something different to share with you guys. We did something fun with the moles last month. So I kind of maybe felt pressure that we had to do something fun this month too. So we're going to start with our V17 and we're going to add shadow to a lot of our butterflies at once. Okay. So these guys that are facing the right, they're little rectangular stripy things. I am going to trace very thinly along the body on both sides. You want to go really thin. Okay. And just like we did with the yellow stripes, we're going to trace just the bottom of each of these stripes or rectangular shapes, very thin. And the way that I get a thinner line is I actually have a gentler hand. I'm not pressing as hard with my marker. And it's okay if it's like a spotty thin line. It doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to be straight. We got a lot of work to do, so we're gonna even it all out later. All right. Kristen says we want to live in lawn fawn land too. You are in lawn fawn land right now. Yeah, we're all in lawn fawn land. And so we'll do the same exact thing with this other guy. That's the same butterfly. And I'm by having a really gentle hand, not only are you able to get a thin line, you're also not laying down as much ink. So it will be easier to blend as well.
I have to kind of remind myself. So by the time I get to the second butterfly, it's like thinner, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And again, this is all just tips and recommendations. If this is all really new to you, it definitely takes practice. If you guys are new to hanging out with us during these Create With Us's or even any of my online classes, I recommend stamping and die cutting extra images. So if you kind of get into a situation where you don't like the outcome or you're frustrated with what it looks like, it's just a little piece of paper. You can toss it aside and start again. And if you have extra images there, I feel like you'll feel less stressed about, ooh, I made a mistake, even though I don't like to say that because there's not really a mistake in card making, but you know what I mean.
What's funny is sometimes I will stamp and color something. I won't like it, but I'll still keep it. I'll put it back in my little pocket and I'll do a whole other one, make a card. Like 2 days later, I go back to that stamp set to pull it out and then I see it and then I'm like, oh, I actually like it now. And then I'll put it on a card. It's like you're judging and later it's like, this is actually really cute.
I've done that. Like, especially like if I'm working later in the evening and I'm just getting frustrated, I'm probably tired. Things aren't looking great. And I walk away from my craft table because it's like, okay, clearly this is a sign to like go to bed. And I come back the next morning and I'm like, this isn't so bad, but a lot of that too is the alcohol has evaporated. So things have smoothed out better and like it just does look better, plus my eyes were less tired and cranky. So,
Yeah, right.
all right. So for this next we're just going to keep with the V17 for a minute. Okay. So this next butterfly that has the teardroppy shapes, I actually only did this really dark shadow on his body. I didn't do it on the wings. And again, we're having all purpley butterflies, but I'm just coming up with different ways just to make them look a little different, right? Different variety of color, but not using a whole lot of different markers, right? So I'm just going to do the left side of his body, thin, 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 under his chin, left side of his face, left side of his body, and a little bit at the base of his feet. And then this last butterfly, I kept really light purple. So I actually didn't use any V17 on him. So we're just going to skip him for now. So what we're going to do is we're going to do one butterfly at a time now because we're starting to blend. So we want to keep our cardstock saturated so that it doesn't, the alcohol doesn't all evaporate on us. So we're starting with that V15, and the very first thing we're going to do is essentially just color over where we put the V17. That's wetting the two together, right? And this is getting us that rich purple that
So to be clear, you're not adding more, you're just
I'm
tracing
not.
from here.
Although it is slightly adding more because it's just kind of a given, but I'm not going above and beyond what we colored before. Now I should have mentioned this. I do not own all the Copic markers. I actually only own like around 150. So some of you that have a full set, you might go, "Oh, these two colors together look like this purple." Then you can totally use that purple. I just don't own that purple, so I'm making that purple with the markers that I have. I forgot to mention that. And so once we get that all traced, right, we're going to go ahead and go to our medium purple, which is the V12. And this is where you're going to start to blend that edge. And we're only working on one butterfly at a time because we want our cardstock to stay wet. And if it ends up filling in the little rectangular shape, that's okay. But essentially, the bigger ones, you want to be keeping some white space. It's pretty, right?
This is so pretty, Jen. Once you add the 12, I didn't expect it. Because I struggle with 17, 15, 12. Like, I feel like I struggle to blend them sometimes. Like, they're too different than each other or something.
15, 12 is what I use most commonly. But again, that's just kind of what I have. So out of my 150, I can guarantee you guys I don't have an overabundance of purples. So
those are the only ones.
Yeah, no, I have a few, but not a ton. And then we're going to take that V000, blend that edge, which takes a little bit of time. I kind of have to do several swipes, and then you can finish filling in that little section.
Oh, that's fun.
And that just gives it a really nice highlighted pop. As I said, I was having a lot of fun in Lawn Fawn Land, having a little bit more room to just kind of like really color, There's just some things you just can't do with the smaller images, which is okay, but do Copic or Olo markers travel well on an airplane? Will the alcohol evaporate at higher altitudes? Will my markers dry out faster? They do travel fine. I will say I don't know about what I'm about to say if it's the same for Olos, because Olos has a different cartridge system, and it's a different inside guts in the marker. But I travel and teach with my Copics a lot, not as much as now as I used to, but they travel fine. I typically check my Copics just because I don't like fighting for overhead space. But if you bring them on the plane with you, when you get to your destination, you might want to just uncap them all just so that they can breathe a little bit, especially if you have the sketch. They might be more apt to burp on you. If you check your luggage, they should be fine because they're down below. But it's always good to just check when you get to your destination. If they seem really juicy or they're burpy, just uncap them all just so they can breathe. I don't have that problem with the originals, but it does happen with the sketch.
I have to do that even when I've checked my sketch markers.
Okay. All right. Yep.
All of it. It's kind of random. It's almost like the air pressure builds up sometimes and it doesn't other times, but I've had to uncap, but it's so quick. You just uncap them a second. I think the pressure equalizes and then,
Yeah. Like by the time you uncap them and go back, you can recap what you first uncapped, like type of deal. And again, I don't know how that is. Olos will travel fine. That I know, but I just don't know if they have that burping issue being on a plane. My guess is they don't because of their different guts that are in the marker, but I don't want to say that like I know because I don't know.
This is really cute. Missy discovered that if you cut the magic iris butterfly wreath, the little butterfly from it outline apart, you get something that kind of looks like sunglasses or masks. I'm like, oh, that'd be so cute.
That's fun. Huh.
Someone's saying that Copics are not sold at Hobby Lobby anymore. You could try to go to your local independent craft store and they may have Copics, or if you have an art supply store or warehouse, that's a really good place to get them as well. Like a fine arts supply will often have Copic markers. You can also find them online, but it's worth going in because then you can actually see the colors and everything. So I would suggest either your local craft store, or if they don't have them, your fine arts store is most likely going to have them.
Yep.
My watch is telling me to stand. Doesn't it know I need to color?
Yeah, we're busy coloring.
I can't stand. I'm coloring.
So cute. So cute. All right, so we are doing more purple on this first butterfly, but I'm going to stick with what we did the V17 with. So I'm going to go to our second butterfly for his body. And again, I'll start with that V15 and I'm just going right over where I put the original dark purple, that V17, right? But then what I'm going to do with that V15 is I'm going to extend that color a little bit. And I kind of just flick it out on his face. And you can go a little bit farther out on his body. And then we'll do the same steps where I go with that V12, blend the edge. And then I actually filled in with V12. I didn't do the V000 on this body. I was keeping it dark.
I'm catching up on my other butterfly.
No worries.
Oh, so pretty.
So Libby's chiming in because she colors with her Olos a lot. She says, I've flown with my Olos to crop on the Cape several times with zero burping. Good to know. And she'll be flying with them next week. To my event. So excited.
That's so exciting. Oh, I'm jealous.
So excited. Can't believe it's already next week.
Jenn hosts a event called Crop on the Cape in Cape Cod.
Yep. On Cape Cod.
Or on Cape Cod, excuse me.
I have to correct you, or if any of the fun friends are watching, I'll get scolded later.
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay. Yeah, it's super fun. And it's our 27th year this year.
How many years? I know it's over 20.
Yeah, 27. I have not been running it for 27 years, but I've been part of it since 2003. So I've been part of it for a long time. But there's over 300 of us. It's just so fun to get together in person.
Are there people who have attended it all of the years?
I don't think all of the years. I think there are 2 people that are shy by 1 year, and each of them were like different years. Like one lady, she was like having a baby. I mean, come on, she couldn't come. And then the other person, I can't remember her reason for missing 1 year, but there are a lot of them that have been coming for like 18 to 20 years. And then there's a lot of people that come for the first time or for the 5th time, or it's a whole variety. It's really fun.
I love that.
All right. I'm just trying to think what we should do next to keep it not complicated. I think I was like in La La Land when I colored these, because I forget sometimes that I have to teach it and not have it seem complicated. All right, let's stick with these middle butterflies, if that's okay with you guys, the ones with the little teardroppy shapes. And what I did for the outside wings is I just blended only V15 to V12 to V000. So I just didn't have that deep V17 on his outer wings. So we'll start with that V15. And I just went right along his body and brought that color up in between those teardrops a little bit on both sides.
Sorry.
No, go for it.
Someone was mentioning that we don't have a lot of St. Patrick's stuff at L'Enfant, and that is true. We don't have that many things. That being said, I'm sure that Shari can link. Shari has made some very cute cards that are St. Patrick's, like using our gnome. And we also have a couple of like cute lucky themed items, and we have a really cute clover dies that are really adorable. But I think we need like a pot of gold or something. I bet you can make one with the cauldron.
Oh, I bet you could make one with the cauldron.
But that would be fun. And then also, mice having a spa day is like the cutest idea.
Oh
ever.
my gosh. Yes,
Right.
please.
Yeah.
They're
Like
already living their best life. So. I think I could be wrong, but maybe Shari hasn't shared it yet. But did she do a Build-A-Cake St. Patrick's Day?
She did. I just don't know if it's out yet or not.
I know. I can't remember. She can let us know in the chat.
And then someone's asking what the other flower in the big blossom backdrop is. And I actually don't know what it's called, but it's so pretty because there's like this style.
Yep.
And there's the one, so you can do it like that. You can also flip it upside down and make it like a little droopy flower too.
Is it like an aster?
Maybe?
I don't know.
I
don't know why
we're just like, it's pretty.
I don't know why I'm pretending to know. For some reason, that just came to my brain. And I said it out loud. Oh, I made, so Shari says I made a pot of gold with the cauldron. Cute.
Oh, cute.
Oh, and she did do a St. Patty's Day cake. She's tagging all the things. She's linking all the things. Yeah, we might not have like specific, but I bet if you looked at things, you'd be surprised what you could do. All right, and so we're going to do the same exact thing with our second butterfly that has those teardroppy shapes. So I'm going to take that V15 going along the butterfly's body. So when you were chatting about check local stores for your Copics, not only do I get to see Libby next week, but I get to see two of my favorite store peoples next week. Tracy from Papercraft Clubhouse in Connecticut. She's packing up a lot of her store to sell at the event. And Michelle and Renee from Scrappy Chic in Michigan are coming in. And
I didn't know that. That's amazing.
Selling goodies. Yeah, they actually just shipped me like a crazy amount of boxes on Monday for their pop-up shop. Yeah.
Oh, how fun.
So I'm super excited.
Yes, and if you guys live anywhere local to their stores or any of the stores, you can go to our store locator on L'Enfant's site.
Yep.
And and see local stores that carry Lawn Fun and other brands too. And they're awesome. And all their owners are awesome. And they have classes and events and stuff. It's definitely worth checking out. There might be one closer to you than you think. So I would definitely check out that store.
Check it. Yeah, I was going to say, check it out no matter what. Even if you don't think you have a store near you, you really never know.
I know one time I did a Instagram live from my local store here in Orange, California. It's been there for 30 years. And someone came by and said, I never knew it was like 20 minutes from them. They had no idea. So you never know.
You never know. Rodeo mice sound fun. Oh gosh.
That would be really cute.
All right. So I'm going back to this guy, the first butterfly that we did, and we're going to do his outer wings. And what I did for this was I actually just took a little bit of V12 and I'm just going to trace right along what we colored on both sides. And then I'm just going to blend and fill with that V000. But I'm going to go ahead and do my V12 on both of them.
And then someone is asking about if we have a frame die that coordinates with the big blossom backdrop. And we actually do. And I can show you guys this more once we start creating our backgrounds too. But all of our backdrops that have a frame line up with our stitched rectangle frames. This is the largest one. It's 5.5 by 4.25, and they all line up. So like the tree branches one lines up, but so does the big blossom backdrop. And Jen's going to show you a way to get a frame without using this die, but we design everything so that it always coordinates. So if you bought, this is an old die, you could have bought it, 10 years ago, and it's still going to coordinate with even a brand new backdrop because the frames are always the same. So we like that it continues to coordinate.
Yeah, when I'm in my studio, I will often use the stitch rectangle frame, but we'll get into it later. But like I just was showing you guys another use for your tree backdrop or even your big blossom backdrop. And I try my hardest to keep the supply list to like a minimum when we get together. I try to keep everybody's crafty budgets in mind. So I kind of wanted to show you a way you could get more use out of your backdrop dies. So yeah.
Yeah, I love that you do that, Jen.
Try, at least. I try.
Makes us all think about our supplies that we have in a fun and new way, which I think is great.
Yeah. All right. And then our last butterfly here at the end, what I did on the outer wings is I did V15 right along that yellow, just a very thin amount. We're not going to do the inner body just yet. And then I'll take that V12 and I'll blend.
I'm still catching up.
No worries. Well, it's nice because you have your handout printed so you can glance over those coloring guides.
Yeah, what was that? Oh yeah, that's what it was.
And then I'm going to blend and fill the tips of the wings with that V000. And I'll just wait a couple seconds before I do his body, just so I'm not going too fast. I'll look at the comments while Kelly's catching up.
Yeah, I love the V000. It's just so pretty.
How about a shadow die for the big thank you? Oh, do you mean for the giant thank you dies?
Oh, that could be cute, like a base for it.
Yeah, that would be pretty. I know we're starting to come out with shadows for some of the scripty sentiments, which I love.
Maybe we need to do shadows for some of those larger ones too.
Yeah. A few people just popping in. Thank you for joining. And Nita says, I only have the landscape branches backdrop, so I cut off all the branches and attach them to the sides to make it portrait. I love that. That's great. All right, for the body on this guy, I kept it light. So I actually only used, for the shadow, I used V12. And he's facing forward, but I just picked a side to shadow. So I shadowed the left side, went under his chin, a little bit under his arms, and a little bit at the base of his feet. And then I took that V000 and blended and filled. So I was really just trying to share with you guys, you know, with only 4 markers, which is a lot, I'm not going to lie, but we got such a variety of different looks of purple if you look at all your butterflies, right? And I really think we could have done it with just 3 too, you know, and gotten a good variety. But just by mixing it up, you know, what's your darkest, what's your lightest? Yeah, I was just trying to make them all look a little different.
They are, and they're so pretty. I wouldn't like imagine with 2 colors, you know, yellow and purple, that you could get so many different looks.
Right. Yeah. Pam says, learning so much about Copic coloring. I love that. And Lisa's loving that the coloring stencils are coming out for older sets. That's awesome.
Yes, and every release we come out with, you know, 2 or 3 for the older sets, which is great. And if you ever have suggestions, you can write us at info@lawnfawn.com. We love to hear it. Although we usually pick the sets because they will kind of like either they're very popular set or something that kind of coordinates
with the season or yeah.
Like we did a bug deal this time because the butterflies and the bugs, they're kind of cute together. Because we love the bugs.
Our last
it's hard not to love.
I know, right? Lawn Fawn makes us love like rodents and bugs.
Yeah, that's our goal.
Our last little speech bubble, also we want the carrot on the right, but I'm just going to take that V000 and add a little color shadow at the bottom. Again, that's just something fun I like to do. Not necessary, but fun. And then we can continue with our purples and color our flowers in the soil. I've actually colored these guys so many different ways, like even the ones that were in the Mole Lotta Love set. Like this first little topper could be a bud or it could just be greenery. So on this one, I'm keeping that as greenery, and I'm only going to color the 3 flowers that kind of look like tulips. And what I did for that is I just took that V17 and just did a little shadow on the left side of each of those tulip looking flower tops. And then I will take that V15 and blend and fill. Real simple.
Cute. I always love these little piles of flowers.
That's so cute. Super cute. All right, and that's it for our purples. I feel like I put in my purple quota for a while.
I think you did. I think you were like, you know what? If I'm going to do purple, I'm going to do all the purple in one card.
So come like October, you know, when I'll probably bring out purple again for Halloween. The next few months, you guys can't be mad at me if you don't see any purple. All right. So let's go ahead and do our sand. Like I said, I kind of forgot that. So I used just 2 browns. I just used that E37 and E33. And I'm just going to take that E37 and I'm actually just going to gently trace the lines at the top of the sand or the soil, and then the little crease lines underneath what's coming out of the ground.
I'm like, oh, I got excited reading comments. I'm like, wait, I got to color my dirt.
And then I'll take that E33, blend, and fill. And I kind of just extend that brown dramatically down because I'm always like, I don't want to put it in the wheelbarrow and not have enough brown.
Oh,
So I just kind of go all down that whole tab. Libby says, no way, you have a lot of purple ketchup, Ode. And then she said in parentheses, if anyone doesn't know, I'm totally just joking with Jen. Yeah. Libby is my trade show bestie. We've been to so many trade shows together, all kinds. So we're trade show besties. So we're allowed to tease each other.
Oh, that's a really great question. If we're going to do some more drop down reveal wheels, we need to.
Ooh.
Those are so we definitely need to do some more of those.
All right. And then we're going to clean. I'm not cleaning anything, actually. Then, I don't know why I said that. So like I said, these two little bits above, I think sometimes those could be flower buds or greenery. And this time I kind of wanted to get another color in here. So I'm going to use G09 and G03. Bless you.
Oh, sorry, my allergies are so bad here with all the like weird weather.
No worries.
Oh, I love this. Since we were just talking about our purple, someone says you can undercolor with a different color and then use the lavender on top and you'll get totally different hues, which I love that. That's such a great way to get more. Oh my goodness.
Not with purples, but we did undertoning in the last Create With Us with the moles. It's a really fun technique, and it really stretches your markers if you don't have a lot of colors. So I just did a little bit of that dark green at the base and light green at the top. And then because I'm extra, I wanted my leaves to be a different color. So I did YG05, YG01, and I just did a little dab of this 05 at the base. And then really just color right over it with the YG01, and it's enough to just blend the two.
Oh, I love that. Someone's mentioning they got their first Lawn Fun set at Scrapbooking Made Simple. We actually did a couple of make and takes there at one point. So I don't know if you ever saw us there back then.
That's fun.
Yeah.
And the other thing I just want to preface, which I also probably should have said earlier, but it's Thursday. If you've had a long week and you're just tired, you can also just color things one color. Like, you do not need to follow this exact. This is just some fun guidance. And if you're in the mood to color, great. But I know some days I'm not in the mood to color and my coloring is much simpler. So it's really whatever mood you are in, go with that. Whatever that is, go with that.
I like that.
Yeah.
And then we've got someone mentioned that they love the new format on the blog. So we recently did a blog update thanks to some friends of Jen. And so if you haven't seen it lately, I definitely recommend checking it out. And you can, of course, see it on the blog. You can also sign up for the blog to come into your email inbox every morning, which is a fun, happy email to have in the morning. But the blog has gotten a little makeover. So you guys will have to check that out. And they were mentioning that Christy has been handling our Lawn Fanatics Challenge. She's doing an amazing job. And so if you guys haven't participated in Lawn Fanatics, then you should definitely try that because it's a fun challenge blog. It's awesome. And Christy's doing an incredible job.
Yeah. Two things I just want to quickly say, because I know a bunch of people in the comments regularly take my classes. And so they know the growing pains I've been through on my website over the years, just trying to do the online classes and a lot of people registering for things at once and all of that. So my friends, one of my friends I actually went to college with owns a web company and they have been helping me with my site. So they're the ones that helped Lawn Fun with their blog, which I think is so great. And then I saw another comment, just so you guys know, if you have a few Copics, but you want to try some Olos or you want to try some, I'm not going to say it right, but Awahus. I'm not quite sure how to say those. Awoohus.
I always say Ohu. I don't know if that's right.
Okay.
I just like
But
saying that.
the point is all alcohol-based markers will work together, and you will not harm one brand or another brand if you use the two together. They're all alcohol-based, so they will all blend together. So it's totally okay to, if you see colors in one brand that aren't in another brand or that are available where you're shopping, try them. It's totally cool. Yeah. Somebody asked what we did for dirt, so that's why I was holding this on the screen. Hopefully you got my telepathic message to you, but it's E37 and E33. All right. So we're going to set our coloring aside, and we are going to do a little bit of ink blending. Now, I am going to be using the Lawn Fawn Cloudy stencil, but I just want to mention, if you don't have a cloud stencil, I think that these cards would look super pretty if you just ink blended one all, fresh lavender and one all butter. Like, you don't necessarily have to have the cloudy stencil. I think it would be just as pretty if you just put color in the background. So
And I also wanted to mention,
yes.
for some reason I can only find my slimline cloudy stencils today, and that totally works too. So like if you happen to have the slimline ones instead, they're going to work well as too, because I don't know where that guy is. It is somewhere in this room, somewhere.
Yeah.
I got to like air tag just my cloudy stencil.
I sent Josie home with my slimline cloudy stencils because she takes a lot of my classes, but she's still building her stash. And I didn't have, believe it or not, I have multiples of a lot of things, but I do not have a multiple of this Lawn Fawn Cloudy stencil. I do carry it in my online shop now because I want it for my in-person events. But anyways, I sent her home with my slimline one. I was like, it's pretty much the same. You can just use this. So we are going to stencil our cloudy backgrounds next. I'm just going to zoom out a little bit. I'm going to use the Make Art Station. It's just a magnetic board. I like it to hold my stencils in place when I am working with stencils. We can go ahead and start. Let's start with butter, which is card number 2. Doesn't really matter. They're both the same size of cardstock, but you should have a white cardstock that you like to ink blend on, that's cut to be A2 size, so 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I like the Distress White Heavy Stock. I love it. It's a nice smooth white, and I know Lawn Fawn carries it now because I've been enabling people to try it out. But whatever white cardstock works for you, that works for us. So what I do is I just put a little bit of adhesive on the back of my cardstock to put it on the magnetic board, because I actually use the magnets to hold the stencil in place.
And I wanted to mention that, and Jen's going to show you with the magnets, which is awesome. And when I do the cloudy stencil, I usually just hold it with my hand even. So like if you don't have a magnet type thing like that, the cloudy stencil is so really easy to just kind of hold and move.
Now, when I'm working with the cloudy stencil specifically, I don't hold it the orientation that the card is going to be. So we're making a vertical card, but I don't find blending this way comfortable with the cloudy stencil. I actually like to just turn it. So I'm going to be holding it horizontal, but it is going to be a vertical card. And so we are going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 poofs, 4 poof lines. So pick whichever poof line you want first. That's the technical term. And figure out where you want it. You want it a little ways from the top, but you don't need it to be super far down. We're not going to measure. We don't need to measure. Everybody's clouds can look different. And I'm just going to throw my magnets in place. And I am going to use my blending brush. And so I'm going to go ahead and ink up my blending brush. And butter is a very, very light color, and that's kind of what we're going for. But when you first start to use it, you might not see it as well. You just kind of have to build up your ink a little bit. I like to start blending right here on my stencil, and I bring the ink up towards the paper. Do you have the smooth side or textured side? So Carla, I think what you might have is Distress watercolor cardstock. Distress white heavy stock is smooth on both sides. If you have a texture on one side, that's probably a watercolor cardstock. And you can most certainly use that. It's just going to be very absorbent. So your colors aren't going to pop as much when you're ink blending on it. And Lawn Fawn carries, do you guys still carry the Make Art Station, right? The larger one in the store?
So. Yeah, if we're able to get it, we have it.
It is still available. So yes, I just wanted to make sure before
we said.
Yeah. So Shari just linked that for you. Yeah, so heavy, it's confusing because they're both Distress, but there's Distress white heavy stock and Distress watercolor cardstock. It does get confusing, but once you start using them both, you'll kind of get the differences.
And when I always just use my Nina 80-pound solar white because I'm not as fancy as Jen, and that works too. Like if that's what you have,
use whatever white cardstock you have. Exactly.
Yeah, I do. It is going to blend nicer on what Jen's using than like just a plain Nina, but mine, it looks super pretty,
Yeah.
It's so white, it's hard to see, but see, it still looks nice.
So pretty. So I got my first, Kelly's already done, but I got my first poofs done, and I'm going to just
I'm going to jam because now I got a die cut backdrop.
So right.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn my stencil, bring it down a little ways. I personally don't like to overlap, but you can do whatever you would like if you want a stormy sky, whatever. And then inking up my blending brush, start blending right on the stencil and bring it up towards the paper. Yeah, butter is meant to be a very, very soft yellow. Like if you want a darker yellow, sunflower, I use that a lot. Lemonade is like a brighter yellow. This is a more creamy yellow. Us artists need to have all the colors, right?
Well, and yellow is my favorite color, so we do have quite a few shades.
And then I'm turning my stencil and inking. Now, something else too, I'm personally only doing 4 lines of poofs, but if you are doing more or you want to switch things up, you can also turn your stencil over and use that side of your stencil, and it'll give you different poofs, different orientations of poofs. Just make sure you clean your stencil off first so you don't kind of transfer the ink there's a lot of ink sitting on the stencil because it's a non-porous surface. So just clean your stencil first before you do that. But that's another idea for you.
I'm die cutting my tree branches.
Yay. Let's see. Shari's answering all the questions. She's doing a good job. All right, so we are going to set this background aside, okay? And I am going to I have a mini bottle of, a mini mister bottle of isopropyl rubbing alcohol. And I just use that to clean my stencil off. What's nice about it is it's going to dry right away, just like our alcohol-based markers, right? The alcohol evaporates, so there's no dampness left behind. And I'm using my flour sackcloth. And since there's no dampness left behind, I don't have to worry about accidentally marking up my next piece of Distress White Heavy Stock. So this will be out of our card kit 1. Again, it's the same exact thing. It's just a 4 1/4 by 5.5 panel of your favorite white cardstock for blending.
And someone was mentioning, is Lawn Fawn's ink a full collection? If so, will there be any new color releases? So, I mean, at Lawn Fawn, always like one ink pad full collection. Always a lucky. But we probably will add more colors at some point. But it actually has been quite a while since we've added a new color, and we haven't retired a color or anything. But there are some spots where I think we could add a new color, right? Like there's somewhere I'm like, ooh, it'd be nice to have this shade of purple or this shade of yellow or whatever it might be. So we definitely will probably add to it eventually. But it's been this way for quite a while, I would say.
Yeah, I think our last color, right, was it clover or rainforest? I think. Although I did tell Kelly she's only allowed 2 more colors because that's all that will fit in my Lawn Fawn holder. So, sorry guys, those of you that want like 16 new colors. Kelly doesn't have to listen to me, by the way.
I know, right? Linda has been building a lot of bunnies so she can put little Easter outfits on them. I think that's so
oh
cute.
My gosh, that's so cute. So I'm just using fresh lavender, you guys, and we're doing the same exact thing. It's going to be a vertical card, but I just like to blend holding this horizontally. And I'm doing, 4-ish poofs. And that's about it. So
there's something about doing these clouds. I get such a joy out of it. I don't know. It's just something about it. Like I always feel like I'm magic every time I do it. I'm like, I can't believe I made that.
This is my most used stencil in my craft room, for sure.
Oh, for sure.
I actually don't even put it away anymore. It sits in a bin with my outside-in stitched rectangle die. Like I'm like, why do I keep putting this away when I'm constantly taking it out?
Right? I should do that too because now I can't find it. It just needs to have a spot out in the open.
Yep.
I have all my Henry's sets in a bin. Maybe they should go in there.
That's a good idea. Yeah, I have these little white bins that I kind of keep the newest releases out when they're most current. And in the front, I've got my outside-in largest stitched rectangle, right? So we can trim our panels. And then I have this cloudy stencil. And I have the Shari's favorite Hearts and Stars tiny tags. I have that out. I've actually now started to keep all the speech bubbles out because I'm obsessed with speech bubbling everything. So there's a few things I just keep out now. I'm like, why am I constantly putting stuff away?
I think I need to get a new brush for my lavender. Like, they start getting weird after a while.
So
the brushes.
Just this year, so I love, I love when your brushes are seasoned. I only use mine with dye inks, but like these are my blending brushes, right? And they're very, very loved. But the problem is the softer colors. You can kind of get some ink off of them, but look what I treated myself to this year. I got all new ones to do my soft colors. Like I haven't even inked some of them yet.
Oh, I love that. I know we have different ones for each color, which I wouldn't, not for my coloring sets. Those I just have, but I wouldn't recommend that. It's only because sometimes we would do colors and people say, but that doesn't look like my ink pad. I'm like, oh, I think I started mixing them. So that's why we have separate ones for each one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm like,
I don't ever.
I almost wanted to do it, but I think it's okay. See how there's like those weird dark spots?
Oh yeah. I'm sure it's fine. Oh yeah, it looks super cute. I actually like it. It's like in the real crevices. Yeah, I actually really do.
I think it's just like the brush is starting to get like funky.
I don't ever clean my brushes, but again, I just really was wanting some colors to look softer, like butter. Yeah. So
like butter,
like butter. All right, now we have our 2 cloudy backdrops.
No, I managed to like get gunk all over my little mat here. How do you you get, and when you get a lot of adhesive on your glass mat, how do you like to get that off? Just with alcohol?
Oh,
or?
on my glass tabletop,
Yeah.
I actually like household cleaner, like a Method spray or Mrs.
Oh, that's,
Meyer's. That gets
yeah.
that off a lot better. The rubbing,
Oh, that's,
actually, believe it or not, the rubbing alcohol, because this just doesn't clean it off as well.
yeah, because I
You
got
would
some
think
good,
it would, but
I really want a glass mat, but because of the way our lighting is here, we can't quite figure out how to not have it reflect off of it. So I got a teeny tiny one.
yeah, yeah.
So I can just bring it when I want. But yeah, but I'm like, all of a sudden, I'm like, oops, how am I going to get this?
Yeah, just a regular household cleaner spray will work, Kelly.
Oh, perfect.
Also, I will tell you, just using like your X-Acto knife blade will get any chunkier glue off too, and it won't ruin your glass mat. So, all right, my friends, we are ready. Well, actually, before we start assembling our cards, does anybody know what we should do first? Now, this is the awkward YouTube delay.
Oh, I know.
Marcy says, what type of Meyer spray do you use? I couldn't figure it out in the Target the other day. If you're meaning what I was enabling you to buy when I shared my lilac cards, it's the lilac spray, and it literally smells like real lilacs. But I get it, I get it from the Grove, which is an online shop. I don't know if Target carries the seasonal scents, but it's seasonal right now, so buy it. You get the hand soap, you get the spray, you get the dish soap. Oh, it smells like real purple lilacs. It's literally the best.
And they had a daisy one last year, and I was obsessed with it. And I'm hoping it's back this year because it smells so good.
Everybody's like, glitter all the things, and Frida's like, pray. Uh-oh, I hope you're having a successful crafting time over there, Frida. Eat chocolate. Oh, I don't have any chocolate, Brenda.
But I am ready. I have my chocolate chips.
I
am the chips.
I am not prepared. And some of you guys are saying splatter. I think that would be super pretty. I did not splatter on these cards, but I think that would be very, very pretty. But those of you guys that said glitter all the things, ding, 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 you win the prize of knowing me very, very well. So I am using Lawn Fawn Prisma glitter. I keep it in my glitter storage container. And I have my Quickie glue pen, the best glue pen in all of the land. And we are going to glitter our butterflies. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if on your handout I specified what I glittered. You guys can literally glitter whatever you want. I'll just kind of describe what I'm glittering as I go as best as I can. On the first butterfly that we colored, the two that are facing right, I just traced like the little scalloped lines, those inner lines, and then that very outer line on the wings. So I'm going to do one wing at a time. You can see the glue comes out blue, but it'll dry clear. And I just take it and dip straight in, straight out. There's a lot of static cling. I just tap it with the edge of my pen so I'm not touching the glitter, and a hard surface to a hard surface takes care of dropping that all away. And then we'll do the other side. And if you like to use tweezers, now's a good time to do that. I've just never been a tweezer person, so I just use my fingers, but do whatever works. But I like to glitter over a container that's larger, and then there is no mess, no spillage.
Oh my gosh, I love that Libby's telling me not to eat the prop chocolate. I got to be careful. Some of you guys know this about Lawn Fawn. So we have to create things really early for holidays, and we have to show it to our wonderful store owners that we work with really early. And so what we discovered when we first started doing this was like, oh, you can't buy like conversation hearts in, December. October or whatever, so we realized we needed to buy all the seasonal candy as it came up and store it. And so we have this drawer full of really old, really gross candy. And every time they see it, get really excited. because they're like, ooh, what's this? And we're like, don't eat it.
It's like 10 years old.
I'm very careful. We almost got tempted this time. We had the Hershey's Kisses out for some Easter stuff, and both Rebecca and I almost ate it. We're like, no, do not eat those because they are definitely 10 years old and have been just sitting in a random drawer.
I'm basically just tracing the highlights of the wing areas. So on this next butterfly with the little teardroppy shape, I'm adding a little glue on the tippity top of that teardrop and then also tracing the outer edge of the wings. I like with the Quickie Glue Pen that you can get really nice detail with it. And if you store your Quickie Glue Pen with the cap on and the tip down, I store it in a cup on my desk, and you glitter something at least once a month, it'll never clog on you. I use these guys down to the last drop. I always share online when I'm finishing one up because it's so satisfying. And same thing with our last butterfly. We're going to just trace the highlighted parts of the outer wing and then those inner sections. But really, just glitter all the things.
They have to hide the candy because if not, people eat the photo prop stash.
Oh, Chris would definitely eat the candy. It would never become old in our house. He has such a sweet tooth.
Oh. I don't have a sweet tooth per se. I have a chocolate tooth.
Our little tulips, I'm just tracing the right side of each one just to give it a little sparkle on the lightest side. And then our little speech bubbles, I actually like to stamp in them before I glitter that shadow, just because if there's glitter, your sentiment might not stamp super well. So I'm going to get out my I Like Big Butterflies stamp set. I don't know what I was saying, Flutterby.
Flutterby was our original butterfly stamp set.
Oh my gosh, long that's ago. So weird that I just said that.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
It's tired, but yeah.
That's weird. Okay. And you guys could stamp whatever you would like in these little speech bubbles. There's lots of options in this set. In the purple one, I am going to stamp Sending Smiles.
Oh, somebody's asking me if I already finished. Quite the opposite. I did not die cut all my pieces yet because a little cold went through Lawn Fawn here, and so I'm just catching up. And so instead of glittering all the things, I'm die cutting all the things. Just trying to catch up.
And then in the yellow speech bubble, I am stamping Feel Butter Soon. Because got to have a pun on there. So Kelly, I don't think I shared with you, but you know how Erica has helped me with a couple things in my stamping world. And so over the holidays, I saw this tearaway pun calendar. So every day is a new pun. And not that I think Erica needs any help because she's literally the queen of puns, but it just made me think of her. So I shipped it to her for Christmas. And she had emailed me before the new year, thanking me. And she's like, I'm just dying to start to rip off the pages.
Erica loves a pun. I think she thinks in puns.
It was so perfect, for her. And again, she doesn't need help, but I just thought she would appreciate it.
Oh, someone's asking if retired sets ever come out of retirement, and they sure will. There's a couple that we want to come back. We actually had plans at one point, and then things got a little crazy with some manufacturing changes. So I'm hoping that we can bring out some old favorites soon. One of them is Wish You Were Here. I've been wanting to bring it because my son loves maps so much, and so we've been wanting to bring that one back. if you guys don't know, my son is like a geography kid. He knows all the countries. He just loves it. He's like so passionate. He knows the flags, the countries. So he loves a map.
Yay. And so I just traced those colored lines that we did, the shadow line on those speech bubbles, and I glittered them because you glitter all the things in my world. I see Heather saying she likes my crafty shirt. Thank you. This is one of my new designs. I'll be doing a pre-order for new gear soon, so stay tuned. Make sure you guys
I will be like first in line because I really want that
subscribe to my email newsletter. All right. So now we are going to start assembling. I'm excited. So we'll start with card 1, which is the purple background. And you guys should have maybe a grassy hillside. And then I had you guys die cut the tree branch backdrop twice. I used the, I think the darker brown is armoire. I think coffee table is the lighter brown. But Lawn Fawn has pattern paper that looks like wood grain, and I think that's super fun to use. And then I used a piece of the purple pattern paper from the Blissful Blossoms. And so I die cut the background twice. And what we're going to do with the purple is we're going to grab our scissors and we're just going to cut the branches off. And this is what Kelly was mentioning. So if you have the stitched rectangle frame die, you can just cut frames for sure. But maybe you just are starting your Lawn Fawn stash and you don't have that die yet. So we're just going to go around and trim all our branches off of the purple pattern paper, whatever pattern you guys are going to use tonight.
All right, I might have finally caught up on the die cutting. We'll see.
Yay. All right. And so what I'm going to do is we are going to layer this frame over the wood grain. However, before we do that, sorry, I have designed so many butterfly cards. I kind of have to remind myself what I did. It looks like I orientated this so that the branch that's coming off of one of the ends, I have that at the top. And if you guys look, so we've got that one at the top. We've got a branch coming off the left, a branch coming off the right. We've got our little branch, but we're going to cut these 2 bottom branches off. All right. So the top is the one that we have a branch coming off that top side. And we're going to cut the 2 bottom branches off of our wood grain brown paper, giving ourselves some room for our grassy hillside. Okay. And what I did is I actually took the longer of those 2 branches and I'm layering it over here on the left side. Just kind of sharing different ways of using your backdrop dies. And you can have that hang however you would like. And what I'm going to do is I actually am just going to grab a little piece of my double-sided tape just to hold it in place for now. I'm not even going to like peel the backing off. I just kind of want something that'll dry right away and I don't have to wait for my wet glue. But see that? Super fun.
I like that.
Something different. And so now that we got that situated, now we can glue our top frame onto this, right? Oh, and I meant to give myself a new glue tube. We'll see if I have enough.
I did mention someone was saying that they use the 12 by 12 for the
oh, great.
And I did as well. I think you use the 6 by 6. Either one is going to look cute. Here's the 12 by 12.
What's so
Looks
funny is I like use 12 by 12 99% of the time, because when you're teaching in-person classes, you can get more kits out of a 12 by 12 sheet. So Create with Us is like my fun time that I get to actually use my like shrunken down patterns.
I love that.
Yeah. But yeah, any kind. And honestly, I mean, I love this new pattern paper. It's so pretty, but it's always fun to shop your stash for pattern papers too. You know, you can always kind of find what you have too. And so I just adhered that frame over the brown.
I don't know how I did it, but I managed to get liquid glue everywhere. Like, what am I doing over here?
It's all good. All right, so I'm going to just set that aside, kind of let my wet glue dry a little bit. But on our burple,
Your brain doesn't know how to process using so much purple.
Oh, Shari's telling me I did use 12 by 12 because I had a pattern on the backside. Here I am thinking I actually used the petites.
Oh, I thought you did too.
I think I used the petites when we taught retailers, and that's what I was thinking of.
Oh, gosh.
Again, lots of cards have been made. Thanks, Shari, for keeping it straight for me. I appreciate you. Oh, sorry, guys. I didn't mean to tell a fib. So we're going to just adhere our grassy border to our purple cloudy board background. It probably, well, I think when I list the pattern papers on the handouts, I say either 6 by 6 or 12 by 12.
I think you just said the name of it, so I think everyone can 12 by 12.
Yeah. All right. And next, what I want to do is stamp my sentiment before I put my frame on. Now, oh, did I cut 2 branches? Or is my hillside higher?
How'd you do that?
Kelly, I lifted all my branches. Look. How did I do that? I don't remember lifting more than one, but I did. All right, that's okay. So I'm going to go ahead and trim. If you guys let me, I feel like I'm talking a lot in my head, so let me just explain. I knew I wanted to stamp my thinking of you, but I need this frame to know where to stamp it, and that's where I realized this is too low, okay, this branch right here. So I'm going to trim it just like we did the other one, and I'm just going to raise it up higher. Just like we did. I'm just going to bring it up. Again, everybody's trees can look different, right? I'm going to grab another piece of that double-sided tape to hold it in place. I like Kelly. What did you do?
Yeah, I was like, what happened?
Now, what I think I'm going to do about this branch is when I put my foam squares behind it, I'm going to just lift it up. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm going to just manipulate the paper a little bit.
Just to make sure higher. If people are moving forward, will there be any branch cutting on the other one?
No, because it's in the sky. The reason why we cut it is because I wanted to have a ground.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. But I really am just trying to make a little patch of empty space here to stamp my sentiment. Okay. So what I was going to explain to you with the thinking of you sentiment, what I did is I actually cut my sentiment apart. And I know some people don't like to do that. I will just say it's not as scary as it sounds. It's very, very easy to line it back up as a line. But if you don't want to cut your sentiment apart, what I would recommend is inking up just of you and stamping that first, right close to your grass. clean your stamp very, 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 very well. And then, and by the way, very well. And then ink up just thinking and stamp it above. But I will tell you, cutting your stamps apart, it's okay. It's very easy to line it back up into a row, especially with our stamping platforms and everything. So I'm not forcing you to do it, but I'm gently guiding you that it wouldn't be so scary. But I'm going to start with of you. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp that really close to the grass.
I'm also I want to show you when I'm going to cut mine apart right now. I take my hands and I stretch it. So I don't know if you guys can see.
Oh, yeah.
I stretch my stamp like this so that I have more place to cut. So if you're nervous about like, oh, I'm going to cut into the letter, which I think could be something that could be nerve-wracking, just stretch it. So I take my two hands like this. I'm going to stretch. I'm trying to hold my, and then you can see my scissors.
Yep. Cool. That's a cool tip. And then thinking, I kind of stamp right above it, but off to the left a little bit. And again, I just have my backdrop sitting here so I know where I can stamp, where branches won't be in the way. Let me know in the comments, did you cut your stamp?
Everyone feels like they have to, but they're scared to.
Yeah, Shari said clean very well and make sure it's dry. Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, oh yeah, if you're going to do it, not cut it. Yeah.
Yeah, or just cut it. It'll be okay. Trust me. I will not lead you astray.
It feels so powerful.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, I can do anything. I can cut my stamps. It feels good.
I won't lead you astray. Okay, so I'm going to flip over my backdrop and I'm going to put foam everywhere. I'm going to actually peel the liner off this tape because it's kind of slippery and I want to make sure my adhesive sticks. So it's okay that it's sticky because I'm just putting more sticky on it. But the foam strips that now Lawn Fawn has, so exciting, work so perfectly behind all of our frames, all of our backdrops.
Yeah, they're sized perfectly for that, which is awesome.
They're literally sized perfectly for a lot of things in Lawn Fawn land.
Yes.
But, yeah.
Sure. That and like the 1/8 inch double-sided tape. There's a lot of things in Lawn Fawn land that need that.
Yep. So I do the whole frame. I'm sorry, Kelly. I do the whole and then I just wanted to mention these foam strips work really well behind the chunkiest parts of the branches. And then I use my 1/4 inch foam squares. I cut them in half and I just put a few behind some of the leaves. You do not need to put them behind all the leaves, I don't feel. Some days I get carried away, but then I'm like, why did I do that?
Yeah, sometimes I'll look down and be like, oh my gosh, I used my entire foam supply. Like, what was I thinking? Just kept going.
Never. I cut it. I stamped it whole, but cut afterwards. Laura. Well, you'll be ready for when we have it cut in another class. Laura takes a lot of my classes.
So she doesn't have the branch backdrop die, so she's adding in branches wherever, and so she could stamp the whole thing in a straight line. I love that.
There you go. That works too. See? It's also why I love when we get together because everybody has such great ideas that are like different and that maybe maybe we didn't think of or whatever. That's what's fun about getting together like online or in person in crafty classes and stuff is just learning from each other. I think is so cool.
Right? Oh my gosh. So I'm just cutting my foam strips and adding a couple little bits in the leaves.
That's exactly what I'm doing. Yep. I cut my foam strips in half and I'm just adding a few here and there on some of the leaves, but it literally does not need to be all. I'm going to do one more. I'm calling it good. Okay. So then we're going to peel off all the things. We foamed all the things. Now we peel off all the things.
Ah. I'm like, have I added enough foam? I'm gonna let it be. I'm not gonna over foam. Not today.
Jennifer just said, hooray, I got the email that my birthday order from Lawn Fawn will be here tomorrow. Well, happy birthday, Jennifer.
Hey.
Sandy says black foam strips would be good for this frame. I agree, Sandy.
Oh, yeah.
Way to tell me after I've already foamed everything. Where were you a couple seconds ago?
I know, all the tips. That's the problem with the delay.
I know, the delay. They're right in my drawer with my white ones. I use the black ones a lot when I like have word fetty, like white embossed sentiments on black cardstock, you know, things like that. And all the Halloween cards too.
Right, yeah, or the space background, galaxy background.
Yep. All right, I think I got all my liners off.
I know, I did not cut I think my paper, my one that I inked with my clouds was crooked, so that's all right. Trimming it off.
So the way I've shared this before, but the way I line this backdrop onto my existing background is I am right-handed. I like to kind of just line up that lower left corner. I kind of just hold it point to point and place my finger there. And now this is where you just need to not fight the paper. The paper knows its shape. So I let it just fall up my cardstock and then let it fall down and over. And then just do that. It's real official. And if you need to trim anything off of your background, that's fine. It's going to look fine when it eventually makes it on a card base. Mine are not making it onto card bases tonight, but when you put it on a card base, it'll be fine.
Here it is. I could not find my pickup tool. Finally found it.
I was going to say the pickup pokey tool is going to be the star of tonight.
For sure.
So now that we have this done, we can go ahead and put our leaves on next. So I had you guys die cut a bunch in a dark green cardstock like Noble Fir. And then I cut a bunch of the smaller ones in Noble Fir, and the big ones I did out of Spiffy Speckles green paper, the pesto. Now using your pickup pokey tool is going to make it really, really easy. And I actually went around and did my small leaves first. And the way that I did that is I just take my glue tube and I'm actually like holding both things in one hand, right? I just dab, ooh, that was a little too much. I just dab a little glue on a couple of the small leaves. And then I go and I pick up the small leaves out of my dish and place them right on the glue.
I just feel like I'm doing surgery with this. I like hold one in one hand and one in the other.
Now, this personally isn't something I'm going to do if I'm going to make like 50 cards, but I actually find it really satisfying to do in small increments, like 2 cards like this. I think it's really fun. And it looks so cool when it all comes together.
Yeah, right.
And I love that the die cuts a bunch of the leaves at once, so it really wasn't too monotonous, like having to cut these leaves. Clearly, we have to be very quiet when we do it.
I know, isn't that funny? Like it requires all my concentration to layer the leaves on here.
Right?
We got quiet.
I think that's all my little ones. And if like I've got to flip any over, I just kind of swoosh the pokey part of the tool in my dish and it flips them over. Cute. And then I'm just going to dab a few of my bigger ones and do the big ones.
It is really fun because seeing it come to life is...
Yeah. And it gives, like, I don't do a ton of colored paper piecing. I end up like overcomplicating my life. I watercolor the pieces or I Copic color the pieces, you know. But this is like,
yeah,
this is so simple, but it looks so good, and I kind of forget that. I'm always like thinking I need to overcomplicate my projects. I don't know.
Yeah, right. Like, and that's why we have these papers like the watercolor wishes or the spiffy speckles, because it has a little bit of detail on it.
Yep. I just think it's cool. It's a good reminder for me to not always overthink it.
You know, Mike has a mug that says, "Stop. Let me think. I have to stop and overthink this."
Yeah. Yeah. Like, yeah.
I very much underestimated the amount of leaves I would need. I was like, oh, this is more than enough. But once you start layering them on there.
Oh, I think I gave you a quantity on the handout, Kelly.
Well, you know, I didn't do
I know you probably weren't reading in your panic.
I didn't. I was like in a mad dash. But I didn't know that I was going to get to finish these cards, and I think I'm going to be able to, which is.
But I just wanted you to know that for all of our friends out there, I made sure I gave them all the info they needed.
If I actually read the.
No, it's fine. Look how cute! It looks so cute. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Does Lawn Fawn have any stamp cleaner spray? We don't. We just use our stamp chamois and water.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Yep.
It's this. And look at this. You can see you use it for,
yeah, that's actually a fairly new one, it looks like.
Yeah. No, I think I've only ever had 3 different chamois, I think. Like over all these years. They really last a long time.
They do. They really do. And honestly, I feel like the times I've gotten rid of one, it's really just like for the excitement of having a new one. It's not even that like I really needed to. All right. So now I'm going to start to build my scene. Okay. So I'm going to take my little mole and I'm going to put some dirt and flowers in the wheelbarrow. Oh my gosh. Fingers are not picking anything up. So I add just a little glue tube to the bottom of this dirt and just kind of figure out the height I want it.
Yeah, we always add that little extra bit in the die so that way.
I love it.
It's easy to glue it in there.
Yeah. And then I will go ahead and add some foam. Heather just asked me, Jen, where did you find those cute little pinch bowls? Well, I have to give a shout out to Firefly Farm. Trisha at Firefly Farm in Minnesota carries really, really cute paper crafting items, but she also carries a ton of really awesome gift items. And she has every pinch bowl you could even ask. Don't ask me how I know. I might own them all. She has rainbows and ice creams, and like these are the strawberries and these are the shells, and I think she has cats and vegetables, and like they're so cute. And she has an online store. Check it out. And what she suggests, which might be why I like overbought one time, is they come in a set of 3 or 6. I can't remember, but you can open up the packages of them and like as little housewarming gifts, whether you're going to somebody's house or somebody's staying at your house, you could package a little pinch bowl with a couple little things like a little hand lotion or whatever as like a little gift. And I was Jenn-abled by Trisha. I bought like I couldn't make a choice, so I bought a bunch of them. I think I sent Shari some once, possibly. I feel like I remember that. I think there were like rainbows, but they were in like very Shari colors. Like, I don't know how to describe them, but yeah. Anyways, All right,
Oh, and
now I'm going to add my butterflies.
and then I stamped, instead of feel better soon, I put sending smiles. That way, so it could be like a get well, but it could also just be a I'm thinking of you
That's
card
really
too.
cute. Now I want my butterfly to be right here. Okay, but I don't want to put the foam square behind the butterfly because sometimes like it'll get in the way of a branch or a leaf. So what I actually do is put the foam square right on my background, and then I add a little bit of wet glue all over on the back of my butterfly. So whatever hits the branches and the leaves, it'll stick, and then it has that foam to kind of hold it up as well. That's just like a little tip that I started doing because I kept getting frustrated. I was always having to like rip pieces of foam off because I like
I've literally never thought of doing it this way. This is so good.
I like put them in the wrong place. So like I want my butterfly down here. So I'm just going to put a foam square
I love that
on my background down here. It's just kind of saved me a lot of frustration.
Yeah. Who would have thought there's a new way to put your foam squares down? But there is.
Hey, it's all those little tips from people.
Right?
All right. And the butterfly trails, I just add a little bit of wet glue. It doesn't need to be around the whole trail. And then wherever we can get it to rest is great.
So there are music teachers upstairs at LFHQ, and I can hear their piano. I don't think you guys can hear it, but it's so lovely.
Aww.
So I have get to hear little piano tinklings while crafting. Perfect.
Cute. I'm going to put the little speech bubble. So cute.
Oh, this is so fun.
All right, and then the last thing I'm going to do to this card is I like to stamp that little flap, flap, flap. That's what it sounds like too, by the way. You have to whisper it. Flap, flap. Oh, hi, Mary. She said another great tip. I didn't see that you were here earlier. I haven't been looking up at comments as well. Aw, Shari found a link to Firefly Farms pinch bowls. Thank you, Shari. They're really cute.
Ooh,
and this is why I love the little 1.75 grip block from Fawn. It's perfect for this little stamping that we do. Perfect.
Yeah, right. For all the teeny tiny things. We love teeny tiny things.
Yep. All right. And minus the card base, that's card number 1. My original isn't on a card base either, but we're not surprised by that. So cute. Oh, look, I think I used meadow borders on tonight's card. And this,
yeah, it was meadow borders.
Simple grassy.
Right. Yeah, so you wrote meadow borders, but then
but
so
that's
I used the one I saw in the picture, but
doesn't matter. But that's what I used to kit too. It's just not what I used on my sample. But there's all the grassy borders are great. It doesn't matter.
All right, then I'm gonna add for Shari. I'm adding glitter on with stickles.
Yay! I actually used stickles today.
Glittering all the things. We were glittering all the things. I was die cutting all the things. So now I'm gonna do my stickles on here.
I actually used a lot of stickles today. I let Shari know. It was like perfect for what I made today. There's just a time and a place. You need to use a certain kind of glitter. And today was like a stickles.
It was, stickles day.
Yeah. Oh, yay. They're all looking at the pinch bowls. I'll have to text Trisha later and see if she got a run on pinch bowls.
Pinch bowls. She'll be like, "What's happening today?"
Yeah, they're not very expensive. That was my problem, you guys. Like, I ended up having her ship me home because I was shopping in person. Teaching in person and shopping in person. And I was like, "Can I have my order shipped to me, please?"
Adding all.
So I said that there's a time and a place for all the different types of glitters. And Shari's like, yeah, the time and the place is all the cards for me anyways with stickles. All right, so we are going to start our second card, and this one we're not doing any surgery to our branches because this one is going to be all sky. So the other one we had a ground. Oh, that's so cute, Kelly. I'm so proud of you with your scrambling.
I know, it worked out.
Yeah, see? You don't always have to be prepared.
Yeah.
I was going to say, like, teenager Kelly, that would have probably given you, like, anxiety, huh?
It would have. Although I was always a procrastinator, but I did always get it done.
Okay.
But it was always last minute. It's terrible. It's like I don't know. It's just like, what do I have to feel? Like, is it the adrenaline I need? I don't know what it is that
I'm a procrastinator too. I'm actually better creatively under pressure. Like when I went to school for graphic design and art, and we'd have a whole semester to do a project, and I would wait until the last couple weeks, and I don't feel like I was like not putting my all in it. It's just I didn't have the creative juice to come up with anything earlier in the semester. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's like you're not I mean, but I used to do that with all my chemistry classes. Tonight I gotta learn all these formulas. I'm like, what was I doing?
Libby, darn you, Jenn Shirkus. I want the mushroom pinch bowls.
Oh man, wait till I start looking at these pinch bowls.
I know, yeah. Now look, Kelly's gonna go on. So I just trimmed all the branches off of my yellow pattern paper backdrop, and I'm gonna just adhere that to my wood grain backdrop. Okay, just like we did, but no surgery needed. Are you finding them?
Oh my gosh, you guys.
It's like Lawn Fawn land in pinch bowls is the problem.
I mean, the Boo Crew, are you kidding me? Look at the butterflies. Oh, they're
she probably
so
even
cute.
has new ones that she didn't have when I was there last spring.
Oh my goodness gracious. These are adorable. Oh, the bees.
All right, if you guys place orders, you have to tell Trisha you were Jenn-abled.
Oh my gosh, there's little ghosts, you guys.
Oh, there's Halloween ones still?
Yeah. Oh boy, some of these are gonna have to come home with me.
Oh yeah, Carla just said no time to overthink it if you procrastinate. That's true. That is so true, Carla.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I did it.
It's saying
Say that again, Kelly. You broke up a little bit.
Is it emotionally healthy to procrastinate? No time to overthink.
Nope. All right, so now I'm adding foam behind my backdrop. And I'm hoping I have more foam strips in my drawer. I have to say, as much as I use my foam strips, a sheet of them does last me a long time, which says a lot.
Same here. It always is like, wow, I can't believe I'm still using this same sheet.
Right. There's a lot on it. Oh, and I didn't listen to Sandy. I should have tried to use black ones this time.
Oh.
I already forgot. Oh, well. I hope we don't crash her site, Lori says. Aw. Well, I will just say, since you guys are all hanging out on Trisha's site, Shari and I are teaching at our upcoming Fawn Fest event, which is online. It's all dedicated to Lawn Fawn, which is so fun. It's coming up at the end of April, beginning of May.
I thought it was like mid-April. I don't know.
No, I'm there mid-ish April. But anyways,
I'm getting the events. I'm getting the events confused. Listen to me.
And then she also does creative crate events that I teach at, and I do exclusive Lawn Fawn classes. And then there's other really fun brands that she features in her creative crate events. So I think a lot of those details are on her website right now in the classes section. And if you guys are in the Midwest, I will be there in April teaching in person. So take a road trip, come visit me, and shop your pinch bowls in person.
Right?
Yeah. It's such a cute store. It's an old farmhouse that she's renovated into a store, but like she didn't knock any of the walls down. Like all the existing rooms are there. So in the kitchen, she has adorable kitchen displays of like the pinch bowls and all of her gift items. She's just done a really cute job.
I know I've gotten the virtual tour, but I really need to get there in person.
And then across the street, she has a retreat center. So she's busy. She's a busy bee.
Fox Forest.
Yep.
I think I spend more time peeling off the layers than I do putting them on.
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes. I'm impressed you're already peeling. I'm still putting foam on.
Oh, I didn't get quite as foamy as you. I think that's why.
Well, I only did my frame so far.
Well, I only put I only put tiny squares on the back, see?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I'm going reveal wheel style, Kelly reveal wheel style, and now you're
on
not.
a reveal wheel, I don't hold back. I use like the whole sheet of foam squares. I don't know why.
Funny. It's so funny.
We were talking about this. I don't know if you guys know our like friends sets. So there's like summer friends and like barbecue friends, and they're like little sort of inanimate objects with arms and legs and little different smiley faces in them. And we were joking today about how like for some reason we've decided that some of them like have to have certain eyes and like we don't switch them. I don't know if everyone else is like the lemonade has to have the dot eyes with the smile, but clearly the daiquiri needs the eyelashes. Like it's so funny. Like we were talking about how we're so like particular. Like you're like obviously the coconut one needs eyelashes.
That's funny.
That was our design meeting today. That's what we were talking about.
I love that. I know there's certain like stamps that I use a lot like over the years, and I have to use them like the same way. It's like Jen.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I could see eyelashes on the lemonade glass, but it's like no.
Brienne bought the butterfly pinch bowls. I love it. Oh, you guys are literally going to make Trisha's day because it's always nice to support small businesses and they appreciate it. All right.
Hey, got it.
I'm still working. I'm getting there.
Well, I still haven't die cut. I'm realizing I never die cut my
sentiment. Do you need some more leaves?
Oh, and I need more leaves. Yep.
Do more leaves because you can do the sentiment later.
Yeah, I'll do the sentiment later. I'll do leaves.
All right. I'm ready to stick it on. My butter cloud background. So pretty. I loved butter ink. I never really used it much when it first came out, but I use it a lot now.
It blends. If you ever look at Grace from the design team cards, her light yellow is always butter, and she mixes it with like the pink and the orange, like a bubblegum or ballet slippers. The orange in between those two is, it is pretty. It's like the best orange.
We did a really spooky, magical color combo. I can't even remember what it was in my Halloween class this fall, and it incorporated butter.
Oh, that's right. When I have like the electric die cutting machine. Is it too loud when I run it?
No, I can hear it a little bit, but it's not bad at all.
Okay, I was muting myself earlier, but I was like, I don't know.
Oh, no. You don't need to do that.
Yeah. I don't necessarily I wouldn't recommend I have the M press. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, but I have some shoulder issues, and so I've been trying not to like crank as much. So that's why I've got I think like the pressure on it is too strong sometimes. Like it kind of imprints too much, but it is nice if you have like shoulder issues. It's nice to have the electric.
I think die cut machines are like, again, I just think it depends on what you like, because like that's why there's so many different kinds. I don't know, like because some people love one machine, but others, I think you just have to unfortunately find the one that works for you the best.
I know. You know what I think it is too? Is it's like makeup. you know, or
Yep.
skincare. Someone's like, this is the best cream ever. Like, I
Right.
have no more wrinkles. And you're like, I put on my breakout, right? Like, I feel
Yeah,
like that's what it is with die cut machines.
I agree. So I'm using my pick up pokey tool and going to town with my leaves again. In my pinch bowls. Glad I got my pinch bowls. You guys all went to the site.
Yeah.
You all right over there?
Me? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just dropping leaves. It's fall in this craft room today. I don't know. I think I'm going to stop with the leaves and see if that's enough. Because if not, I could always cut more.
Or you can trim your branches.
Oh, true.
Nobody will know. Nobody will know that you were a leaf quitter.
I just gave up.
Just all our friends that are with us.
I know. You'll be silently judging my...
No.
You know me. I can never give up. I'll keep going forever.
No. No judgment.
No judgment. Although you know how I am. I can't help it.
I know. That's why you got to look away when we're at trade shows.
Yep. And if you guys know this, but I'm not allowed to look at certain things during the trade show. I'm not allowed to interject.
When we're setting up, Kelly is not allowed to watch because she is much more of a perfectionist than me, and I feel the pressure, even though Kelly has literally never said anything to make me feel the pressure. I just know.
It's like there, because you know I'm crazy.
I just know, yeah.
I just either sit there or I chat or I got everyone ice cream once.
Yeah, that was good. That was
good. And we got like Altenew some ice cream.
Oh, I got an extra leaf for you, Kelly. I can share one dark green leaf with you if you would like.
How great would it be if we were close enough that you could give me a leaf?
I know, right? That's why sometimes crafting in person is... Oh, no, just kidding. I need that leaf.
You're like, no leaf for you. I love this.
Back to me.
Tool, something we didn't know we needed and absolutely can't live without now. Yes.
For sure.
Oh God, everyone's saying they love their impress. I don't know why. Sometimes I almost wonder if it's also like where you are, like if it's drier or more humid, like your paper acts different. Yeah. But yeah, everyone's got their opinion. I love it.
Yep.
I know people think I'm crazy for the impress, but it does excessively imprint. It's not the best for the interactive sometimes because it imprints too much.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like reveal wheel, you definitely wouldn't want to.
Yeah, there's like too much imprint.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I still love
But these little leaves look lovely.
Right?
And the imprint.
Libby's calling me a leaf tease. It's so typical me too, though. Sure, you can have it. Just kidding. I need it. Sorry. Snooze, you lose.
No leaf for you.
You didn't get here in time, Kelly, from the West Coast to the East Coast. I've taken it back. But I do have some Spiffy Speckles leaves if you would like some.
Those, I could have those.
For sure. I for sure have 5 of those for you. Oh my gosh. So funny. So funny. I like to not press my leaves down either. Like I just put that dot of glue and just gently put the leaf on. And I like that they're all kind of like bumpy on there. I don't know if you guys can tell, but in person you can. They're just, it gives instant dimension, which I love.
Oh, because like the layers of the leaves.
Yeah, the layers, and they're just, I don't know, like I only put glue like a little dot, so not every part of the paper is pressing down into it. I don't know. It just gives it dimension. All right. I am going to stamp my sentiment, and this one I'm not going to make you guys cut the stamp. Not that I made you before, but I'm going to stamp "Have a Beautiful Day." I love this scripty font that Erica does. It's so pretty. It's like literally one of my favorites.
It's my favorite too. Every time when like she'll come up, because a lot of times we do our design meetings and we're looking at the actual art, like the critter or whatever it might be. And then when she's done with the set and she emails that's when she's usually like added the sentiments and stuff. And I'll see that when that lettering comes in, I'm like, yes, so pretty. Oh my gosh, I do need those spiffy speckle leaves.
Oh, I got them. I got 5. Come get them.
You know what the irony is? I think I need exactly 5. Isn't that funny? I don't know if that's irony actually.
And bring Miles and you guys can meet the ducks.
Oh my gosh, yes. It was so cute. He was like totally playing ducks after we saw your cute ducks.
Aw.
And your bog. Because he has a book. I don't know if anyone's kids have ever read them. It's called Zoe and Sassafras. And they're the cutest. They're like chapter books and there's a series and she can see magical animals and she helps them. So like they come to her for help and she has to figure out how to help like a dragon or things. But at one point there's one where she's actually helping a seed pod and it's called The Pod and the Bog. And they have to find the perfect place for the seed pod to grow. And it's the bog. Like that they have by their house. So Miles knows what a bog is because of that. So he was excited to hear about your bog.
Aw. So I have a trick I want to share with you. It's a Shari trick, but I want to just say, Kelly, Libby just said the entire time you guys have been on our whole live, she's been die cutting for kits, I'm guessing for next week. And she goes, so that's the reason why I love the Impress, because it's like saving her body.
You just you just crank it.
So
I was using to do Miles's Valentine's because I made so many. And it's like it helps.
So another foam tape trick, which I learned this from Shari, is this is where I want my sentiment banner to be. I am going to tuck it under this little branch here just to kind of give dimension. But if you flip this, it'll kind of tell you where to put the foam. So I know I don't need foam here because there's branches here. So I know where to put my foam squares. This is a Shari trick I learned. I won't steal credit for it since she's actually here. If she wasn't here, I'd take credit.
You take the credit, yeah.
I'm just kidding. So I just put foam where I needed it, and then I'll put wet glue. And then I'm going to tuck it under that branch so that little leaf is on the top. Which I thought looked cute.
It is just so fun to add these leaves on. I don't know what it is.
I know. It's not something, again, that I want to do all the time, but like to do it for a couple cards here and there, it gave me a lot of joy.
Yeah. I also like this backdrop because like you could change it out to be
fall
leaves or add little flowers and make it like more summery, springy.
Yeah. Oh, that would have been cute.
Already, but okay.
That would have been cute. I didn't think of that.
Well, now I'm going to add these butterflies on the new foam square way. I have relearned. I have been doing this a long time, and now I know I have a whole new way to foam square.
Hey, never knew foam squares could be so exciting.
Oops. I put this on upside down. Oh, man.
Aw, Shari says, I love that I could teach Jen something. I bet Shari's taught me a lot. Well, it's Shari's fault that I have to use the outside-in stitched rectangle on every card. So when Shari and I first became friends, she taught me that. And that was a long time ago. So it's been a lot of outside inning.
And it's a joke here in the office because when we have to like create cards, for they'll look at a design team thing and they'll ask like, oh, is that an outside in? Or I'm like, it's an outside in. It's just always an outside in. If it's a design team, it's an outside in.
Yeah.
Because that's what they love.
Yep.
I still can't believe I have a new way to use foam squares. It's very exciting. I also can't believe I put this all on backwards, but it's okay. It's working out.
What did you put on backwards?
I put my clouds, like, so now I have to.
Oh, I think that's fine.
Yeah. It works.
But you can just flip it. Have you put any critters on yet?
No, I'm putting my critters on now. They're just, so it's just the opposite of yours.
Yeah, I don't think, I mean, I'm sure that there is a top and a bottom if you ask Renata who designed this die, but I'm assuming she had designed it. but like I think it could go either way.
Yeah, technically it's upside down. Like I know, but it's
Yeah,
okay.
but
Yeah.
I sometimes like that branch to come up from the top, but I sometimes like it to come up
Yeah.
from the bottom.
Yeah, it really does work either way. It's just when we are designing, we like looking at it one way, and so it's in my head.
Yeah. Little speech. If you guys didn't know, that's what the butterfly wings sound like. So at our old house, there was a guy that lived down the road, and he had a beautiful garden that he would always cut me fresh flowers and have them waiting for me when I walked around the neighborhood. But he also had a butterfly garden. Like he had a butterfly tree, and he had all the correct wildflowers for them. He even let me have some of the milkweed to plant in our yard, but we didn't own our last house, so our landlord like mowed it all down. And I'm like, ah. But I hope in our backyard I want to plant all that stuff so that I can have all the butterflies.
Oh yeah, right.
Especially with the
And we
bog, like I just think we'll definitely get a lot of them.
yeah, we have like a little planter box outside, and I need to like clean it up now for spring so that I can and make a
Yeah.
new like add new seeds and stuff to it, because it's just kind of like it's gotten really just a lot of dried out stuff and everything. I'm like, okay, I need to get this going, because now that it's just been so warm, I'm like, it's time to get on it.
Lawn Fawn, I just noticed it when you were in a video talking about Jenn losing power. That was the first time I had seen it. Beautiful. I'm not sure what that means. I missed the beginning of that conversation. Oh, Shari's cut hair. Yeah, Shari's hair is so cute.
Oh yeah, right.
Oh, it says I'm muted, but I still see my volume. Can you still hear me, Kelly?
I hear you.
Okay.
Interesting. Yep.
Laura says I'm muted, but maybe if Shari can chime in that she can hear me too.
Yeah.
I see my volume level still going, so
And I still hear you.
yeah. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, it's not freaking out.
Yeah. Um so look at that, you guys. We have 2 springy cards ready to go. Whoop, whoop.
I know. I only have to do my sentiment and I'm going to be good to go. I was able to catch up, which shows like even if you don't prep, you can still get it done.
Yep. So if you don't do homework ahead of time, you can still join us for Create with Us. Kelly made that proof or prove that tonight. Oh, good. Shari says I'm not muted. So, it kind of seems like maybe there might be some YouTube stuff going on. People are having to refresh and go back out and come back.
Oh, that might be a YouTube problem, maybe.
Yeah, I think it's a YouTube problem. So as Kelly is finishing up her sentiment and you guys are finishing up your cards, I just want to remind you guys that I do have my Flutter and Fabulous card coming up. I believe I'm hosting it live on March 21st, but if you can't make it live, you have access to the videos afterwards, and you can watch them as many times as you would like. And you have another downloadable handout with more coloring guides. You can see we're coloring the butterflies differently in this class. And I am using a bug deal, which Kelly had mentioned earlier tonight, because it's just such a cute older set that works really well with the butterflies. And we are using the Big Blossom backdrops, and we're going to be watercoloring with Distress watercolor pencils. But if you don't have Distress watercolor pencils, you can use Distress inks to watercolor, or you can just ink blend, or you can just use pattern papers. Remember, you guys stop your stash and use what works for you. So you can sign up for that class. All the details are over on my website, along with all the other online Lawn Fawn classes I've taught. I have not retired any of my classes, so there's a lot of options over there. So if you don't own the I Like Big Butterfly set, maybe just check out my classes, because I bet I probably have a class with some sets you own, and that's always a fun way to get some inspiration.
Yes. Do you want to talk about like how even though they're live, then later
Yeah, so the class I'm hosting, I believe I'm hosting it March 21st live, but which is so fun to be there together. But I know that doesn't always work in everybody's schedules. And that's the beauty of online classes. Is that you guys can take them whenever you would like. They're hosted in unlisted YouTube videos, so you don't need to have a Facebook account. And you can rewatch them too. So once you've watched them once, it doesn't mean you can't go back and watch them again. And that way you can kind of pause me. I always joke, I'm like, you can pause me, fast forward me, you can even mute me if you want. And take them at your own pace. I have some people that just do kind of 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there. You don't always need to do it all in one chunk either. And they're a lot of fun. I have fun hosting them for you guys, and I love to see what you guys create. So I would absolutely love for you to join me. Thank you. Yes, it is March 21st. And I see a bunch of you are signed up already. That's awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
Are you all adhered yet, Kelly? Almost?
I just finished
All
and
right.
I added my snickles.
Oh my gosh. I love it.
I bet you guys can still hear me, but it's frozen for me
We
now.
can still
There
hear
we go.
you.
Oh, sort of.
Nope, we can still hear you. Oh my gosh.
It's so weird.
You should just keep talking because we can always still hear you. Can we see your other
just
cards?
keep talking. Yep.
Can we see
There
your
we
other
go.
cards? There.
I'll just keep talking and showing my cards, even though I don't know what's happening.
Oh my gosh. Oh, leave it to
gracious.
us. Leave it to us to be crazy.
Oh.
I wonder how long we can just make Kelly sit there smiling, not knowing what's going on.
Oh boy. I don't know if I'm still here.
I'm having so much fun with this.
I'm probably talking over you, Jen. I apologize. I'll just sit here.
Well, anyways, you guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Oh, now she can hear us. I was just going to wrap things up. You are hilarious. Yeah? No? No. All right, Kelly's just going to smile cutely as she does so well. But thank you guys so much for joining us for Create With Us tonight. This was a blast. Remember, if you guys were creating along with us tonight or another time, if you're inspired to create maybe this weekend, tag us in what you share. Like, share what you created and be sure to tag us. Tag Lawn Fawn and tag me, Jenn Shirkus. We love to see what you've created. And thank you guys so much for all the fun chatter tonight. That's part of the fun as well. We absolutely love when you join us.
In case you can't hear me, I can't hear you. But I'm so grateful that you guys were here. This was so much fun. We love creating with us, or creating with us, creating with you, creating together. This is just...
Oh, now we've officially lost Kelly. Oh, technology. Oh my gosh. But anyways, you guys, she still looks adorable. Thank you so much for joining us. We will have another Create With Us later this spring. We'll announce the details during the next release date. So you can always find the information nice and early to get prepared. And we hope to see you guys all again soon. Have a good night. Bye, guys.